Welcome to Neo Royal, House of Pricey Cardboard. On today's episode, we are doing a second Precons special video for Strixhaven, matching the Silverquill against the Quandrix. I will be joined today by my friend Brendan from Create Commander. You can check him out on YouTube and Twitter. He focuses on deck techs for newer players in the format with great budget and powerful strategies. He also covers a lot of the new stuff, so make sure to tell him I sent you. If you are not subscribed to the House of Pricey Cardboard, make sure to help us reach the big 1k goal. We are only 90 subs short, so every sub counts. To spice things up, me and Brendan took 5 cards from Strixhaven's standard set and added them to our Precons. For my list, I added Shyly, Dean of Radiance and Tenured Inkcaster as 2 ways to buff my creatures, Baleful Mastery as an additional removal, Team Pennant to make my Flying Commander deadlier, and Sparing Regiment felt like a really good card in 1v1. I'm also playing Felisa instead of Brina because Brina does not trigger in a 1v1 game, sadly. Brandon added to his deck a Quandrix Apprentice and Wandering Archaic as value engine, Decisive Denial and Quandrix Command as additional removals, and Tanazir Quandrix as a finisher. My opening hand contains Orzhov Advocacy, Ambition Cost, Stinging Study, Promise of Loyalty, and 3 basic planes. A keep into regret for sure, but how hard can it be to draw a black source, right? Brandon's opening hand contains Quandrix Apprentice, Azix Fractal Bloom, Oversimplify, Temple of Mystery, 2 basic islands, and a basic forest. I get to start this off, and land drops a basic planes. While Brendan land drops Temple of Mystery, scrying 1.
On that card.
Isn't too hard, basic swamp, and
Sweet. Love it when a plan comes together.
It's all coming together. I land drop a swamp, and Brendan land drops an island. He casts Quandrix Apprentice, one of the cards he added. I land drop a plains, and casts Orzhov Advocist. Brendan land drops a forest and cycles Tranquil Ticket before passing the turn. At the beginning of my upkeep, we each put 2 +1/+1s on our creatures. I land drop a plains and cast my commander, Felisa, Fang of Silverquill. Brandon land drops an island and casts Master Biomancer, which makes my Advocist so much worse.
As many Commander games as I've ever played, I have never gotten to cast the Biomancer, and now I have. So, win for the day. Your go.
At my upkeep, I put counters on my commander and Brendan puts them on the Biomancer. We make a small mistake, and on this instance of Advocist, Brendan puts 2 +1/+1 on both his creature instead of just a 1. It does not impact the game in a significant way. I cast Ambition's Cost, drawing 3 and losing 3. I then drop a Baron more tapped and head into combat. I send Felisa and the Advocist to Brendan. Mentor triggers, putting a +1/+1 on my Advocist. No blocks are declared and he takes 9 damage. I discard Mikokoro to end size and pass. Brendan then drops Quandrix Campus. He then casts his commander, Adrix and Nev Twincasters.
At least they put parallel lives on the bottom of that one instead of doubling season, right?
Oh my god.
Please don't.
Full on doubling season on a 4 drop in the command zone. They're like, but it's both blue and green. Of course it's gonna be good. They enter with 4 +1/+1 counters because of the Biomancer. At my upkeep, the Biomancer and my commander grows by 2 more. I then drop an Exotic Orchard, and for my combat step, I attack with Felisa and the Advocist again. Mentor triggers on my commander, bringing both my creatures to 4 +1/+1 counters. Brendan double blocks my Advocist with the Apprentice and the Biomancer. Felisa triggers on death, and I put 4 Inklings into play tapped. In second main, I cast Stinging Study, drawing 4 and losing 4. I discard to end size, once more, and pass. Brendan then drops a forest.
Cast 5. I hate to do this now that I've finally got a Biomancer that's worth a damn.
And cast Oversimplify. The Apprentice Magecraft triggers and he gets a Lonely Sandbar to hand. We exile our boards, getting a 15-15 and a 16-16. You play that and then you flashback and you're like,
Right. Exactly. You evil laugh all the way.
Brendan then cycles the Lonely Sandbar and pass. I'll drop a command tower and correct my Inkling mistake because Felisa got exiled and not destroyed. I cast Incarnation Technique and decline to demonstrate. I mill 5 and return my Necropolis Regent to the battlefield. I then cast Together Forever, putting a +1/+1 on both my creatures on ETB. Going to combat, I send my Horror to Brendan. He declines the trade to my surprise and takes 16 points of damage. The Regent triggers and puts 16 more +1/+1 on my token. I then pass. Brendan then drops a Forest and casts Return of the Wild Speaker, drawing 16 cards looking for some removal.
Oh no, I didn't get it.
Oh no.
That is super funny.
He discards to end size and pass. I top deck and cast one of my favorite multiplayer card, Duelist Heritage, which makes my combat lethal. Brendan actually drew a removal, but it was a Beast Within at 3 mana sadly. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. As the video is a bit on the shorter side, I'll do a little outro discussion about the Precons. Me and Brendan played 3 games that evening, one with Brina that did not trigger, and one with Adrix Fractal Bloom, but the Precon lacked the tools to really make it work. This year's Precon are very well built, but they focus a lot on the main legendary creature. If you are looking to build any of the secondary commanders like Felisa, A6 or Alibu, you're gonna change a good chunk of the deck. The Silverquill Precons plays really well in a 4-player setting. It's political, with Brina pushing your opponents against one another while it sneakily buffs your board. The Quandrix one feels a bit underwhelming out of the box, but the commanders have so much potential. Having a parallel lives in the command zone is no joke if you build around it, and the same is true for Adrix. If you add ways to make tokens on your turn, like the recent All-Star Avenger of Zendikar, you can create some crazy board states. Make sure to check my friend Brendan at Create Commander. He puts in the time and passion and it makes for some great decks, easy to understand and build for newer player. If you are not done watching Magic content, you can check out the channel's library. We have a lot of multiplayer match available with our actual decks. Take care my friend and we'll see you very soon.